Hey guys, Bub here, and today we'll be restoring this cracked and broken iPhone X back to factory condition. Even though I ordered the device from eBay, it came in an Amazon box, but I guess you have to do what you have to do. Inside the iPhone X box, we had the information packet and the phone itself. It came with no charging brick or charger. Taking a look at the cosmetic condition of the phone, the back is pretty much flawless. All it needs is a little cleaning to get all the fingerprints off it. I noticed that the display was bulging from the frame. This is due to a lack of adhesive. Powering on the device, we can see the big black spot on the display. This is dead OLED pixels. Trying to click English was a hassle due to the fact that the display has a dead spot by the OLED damage. The eBay listing said that Face ID was non-working, and they were correct. Face ID would not work. After creating my passcode, it went through the normal iOS setup, which is basically the same on every Apple device. Taking a closer look, this device is 256 gigabytes, and this is everything that came in the box. It even came with Apple stickers. To start off the repair, we have to turn off this iPhone X. Next up, we have to remove the two pentalobe screws on the bottom, which for some reason on the iPhone X are really long. Even though we already have an area in the top corner where you can get in, heating up the remaining adhesive is a good step to make sure that we don't break anything while opening it. At this point, I had accidentally realized I clicked the power button, and now half of the display is even more broken. The display is heating up rapidly, and I cannot turn off the phone because the digitizer no longer responds to touch. After I got access into the device, the first thing I noticed was it was really dusty. This is due to the lack of adhesive put on by a third-party repair shop. The second thing I noticed was this weird gray metal thing that runs around the perimeter of the phone. We'll look at it later. I didn't have a tri-wing screwdriver, so a few days later I had one from iFixit. Using the magnetic project mat, I organized the screws based on how big they are and what order they came off in, because Apple's screws are not the same size. Now we can remove the shield that covers all of the iPhone X's connectors. Apple decided to include most of the iPhone X's connectors in one spot, which is convenient. After disconnecting the battery, we can now disconnect the two display connectors. And now, just for testing, we can connect the new display to make sure everything works. After connecting the phone to power, it showed the Apple logo. However, it would immediately boot loop and turn the Apple logo back on. I found this very strange, and I was worried that I had bricked the device. It turns out that you have to have the battery connected for the device to turn on. Right now I'm testing out the display to make sure I did not receive a faulty unit. Disconnecting the battery again and then removing the display, we can now take a look at this weird metal piece that runs the perimeter. The third-party shop which repaired this before me did not remove the previous bezel from the old display. Now we can disconnect the earpiece, which was still stuck on this bezel. Now I'm trying to remove the little bit of adhesive that sticks the cable down to the housing. We can remove the screws from the earpiece and light sensor. One of these screws has a grounding clip on it, which is really a pain in the butt to remove. After putting the earpiece back into the new display, we can now put the screws back in it. Reconnecting the display connectors, earpiece, and battery connector, we can make sure that it all works before we seal it up. We're almost done. All we have to do is remove the display again, and then put the seal on the device. This won't make the device water resistant again, however it will protect from some dust and some water. After removing the plastic covering over the adhesive, we can now reconnect the display and the light sensor. Once again, I'm powering on the device to make sure that everything works, including the cameras, the speakers, the display, and the Taptic engine. While trying to play music, I was greeted with an unpleasant issue. The earpiece no longer worked. If you replace the earpiece on an iPhone X, you'll lose full Face ID capability, but for me, Face ID didn't work anyway, so buying a new earpiece off eBay was not an issue. Now we can put in the 2 different size tri-wing screws in the display. Now we're greeted with unable to activate Face ID on this iPhone, however it wouldn't work anyway before. Now we can put the connector shield back onto the device, screwing in the 5 different sized tri-wing screws back in. Starting from the top and moving to the bottom, we can seal the device onto the adhesive. And now, taking the 2 long pentalobe screws and screwing them back into the bottom of the device. We're done. We've successfully taken this broken 256GB iPhone X and restored it to almost factory condition. The only 2 features that don't work on this phone are Face ID and True Tone. Face ID is paired to your device, and True Tone is also paired to your display. However, the display on this phone when I got it was not the original one and did not have the True Tone programmer key on it. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you like this content, and make sure to check out the Galaxy S8 Plus restoration, and I'll see you all in the next video.